Welcome back to another stream, and today we're going to start off a bit weird. Lego went down earlier. I don't know if you saw the community post. Let me pull that up. Here we go. Community post from earlier. Why don't we act this out? Attention, all Lego Star Wars fans. Lego have literally just taken down the Star Wars page. What could this mean? Is Star Wars finished? Is May cancelled? May 4th might as well be cancelled, not like any Lego sets coming out. It's likely due to the bugs. It was due to a lot of bugs this morning on the Lego site, and TLDR, not that long, but still, TLDR, yeah, there were a lot of things popping up. The images were badly skewed. The wrong images were being shown as well on the web page. I don't really know what was going on, but still, by the time I posted that, I went for a few different variations to get as dramatic an effect as I could. Hopefully that come across. It was still down. In fact, why don't we click through the link and see if... Hold on. This is the Lego Star Wars page. Lego, you dirty dogs. You've tried to catch me out. You've tried to catch me out. I've still got my other web page up from literally 5 seconds ago. Can I patch this through to the stream? How do I can't hit refresh. I can't refresh anything. Let's... Oh, I tell you what. Is there anything... No, I'm not going to dox myself, am I? All right. This is my other web page. No, that's not my other web page. Which web page is it? It's that one. Okay. That one. Yes, yes. This is it. This is what I see when I open Lego Star Wars. You can see www.lego.com/ENGB, speak English in the UK, in Great Britain. That's what GB stands for, themes/Star Wars. And all day, ever since, oh, when was that? When did that pop up? Just gonna have to wait for YouTube to load now. Good thing this works. So ever since 6 hours ago, I was on the Lego website when it went down. 6 hours ago, the Lego website went down, and literally the last 2 minutes, it's come back online. It's been down for 6 hours, which 17th of April, 2 days after they announced the N1. I don't think it's got anything to do with that. It wasn't like there were so many people ordering that the Lego site crashed. Maybe there were too few. Maybe they thought, you know what? No one's looking at these new sets. Let's put it down for maintenance. About 10 days, 9 days before, a week before the new sets come out. We do, as you just saw as well, have a brand new member. Let me get the right web page up. Otherwise, you'll be looking at chat all evening. Which one was it? It was the Star Wars one that actually loaded. Can't believe it loaded. That's crazy. Crazy stream luck. Again, welcome Gonkrex 8622, also known as Gonkrex 2, to the members board. The second members board. I have to move those. They need to be visible. I definitely think in there now. But the only thing is, where do I put the Mythrol skull? If I move the members board down, I can't just move the skull up. I like... To be fair, I'm not too fond of where the skull is. Like, the skull could go so many different places. I'm going to have to work on it, even if I tie the skull up there. That would look pretty good. But today, we're not here to talk about skulls. What is... What is that in chat? Hello. Well, is that Ninjagon, or is that is that an actual language? I've been trying to crack the Ninjagon. I think we did in the end, and it says Ninjago in Ninjagon. If you don't know what I'm talking about, my brother, alongside a load of other really cool Ninjago bits, got me this coin for my birthday, which I showed off yesterday, and it's got some Ninjagon at the top. We found out, and I use we loosely, but we found out that it's a handwritten form of Ninjagon, so it's not accurate. There's a few bends where there shouldn't be, and extra little lines and like rough corners, but it's a lot. You've been saying this for months. It looks different when it's said aloud to in person. But I'm very happy that with YouTube, I don't need to translate. I hover over chat and it auto translates. That's awesome. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. There you are, chat. Yes, so I'll be working on the members board. What do I have planned? Oh, wait, Monday's Maul, isn't it? So we can't do it Monday. We could do it Monday, depending on how heavy the Maul episode is. But today, we are having a little look for the streams. Yes, but what language is it? What language is it? It's, hold on, is that not, it's an X with a line over it, then an A, then an IT. No, it doesn't have the line over it, but there is an X. It's the last Ninjagon letter. Not me, the coin. And that's what the other side looks like. For any of you that were wondering and might not have seen it yesterday, I definitely recommend checking out yesterday's stream. So much happened. And we also got to build a really cool light up set. But today we're here for the Landspeeder, which we can go over to Lego because it's working all of a sudden. It's working for the stream. This is not just stream luck. There is someone at Lego that has been working 6 hours to fix this up so that we could go live. Am I seeing things, or was Landspeeder on the previous page? Hold on. Is everything... All right, the site is still not fixed, but it's running. We take running. It's not fixed, but the site is at least accessible. Do we recognize any other sets that duplicated? 128. It's the sail barge. Is this just the first page remixed? This is like half of these sets from Landspeeder, the 8080 helmet. That was on page 2. That was on page 2. All right, the Lego site's still broken, but at least it's accessible. I've just clicked Star... Wait, why is there 2 links for Star Wars? Let's see if we can search, because it was... The Lego site was down, but Star Wars is one of the last themes to come back up. I'm pretty sure every other theme was up in seconds earlier. The Lego site went down for a little bit, but then it was back up and running. Does that mean the instructions are bugged? Look, the heart's going across. It's still not great, but as long as the instructions work, that's cool. If not, I can find the direct link when you open the instructions. You can see we've got a link up there. You can just type that in. Let's close it down. You can just type it in and it takes you to the instructions. But if Lego's server was down, that would have been a bigger problem. We're not building Luke's Landspeeder, we're building the Mythrol Speeder. Hello there, Gonkrex. Thank you for your membership. Are we making those tiles? Probably Monday. So look forward to seeing that in upcoming videos. Luke's Landspeeder is a set I thought I wasn't going to make. I was looking at it thinking, well, I could just buy the Jawa and do a video on the Jawas. I could build the Jawa's hut, add that to Mos Pelgo as a separate stall. And then I started thinking about Mando, because we're rumoured to get a ton of Mando sets. The Slave 1 is 300 euros. I don't think that's too bad in euros, because it's what, 270 quid full? No, maybe 300 is regular price. That does sound a bit cheaper though. Maybe I'm thinking in dollars. Probably the same in dollars somehow. Don't know how America is still getting sets cheaper than Europe. Denmark is the home of the brick, where in Denmark you still today can't get any of the Smart Play sets. That's, I'll be honest, Lego, that is embarrassing. Imagine not doing something for your home of operations, but leasing it out to Australia and America. You couldn't have been further apart. You couldn't if you tried. But yes, I got to thinking about the Imperial ship with Pen Pershing. For those of you that don't know, Dr. Pershing has a first name. And speaking of Pershing, I've been watching The Boys. Definitely not for everyone, but if you like your gory, like Invincible live action, that's quite good. It has Pershing and it has Gideon in, both the actors, and they actually play very similar roles. We've also got the Sandcrawler, another ship that has already been made, just like the Imperial shuttle. We got Return of the Jedi, and probably just Return of the Jedi. It mainly shows up in Return of the Jedi, and now we're getting Mando. That's the rumor. And also the Sandcrawler we've got a ton of times in Lego, and now we're getting it for Mando. About time. Can't wait to see the Mudhorn. But the Landspeeder is a set we've got so many times. So many times. There's a ton of them. And not once have they given us the Mythrol Speeder. Great set to get the Mythrol in. We're getting Quill in the Sandcrawler. So perhaps on one side you'd want something to stay exclusive to the Razor Crest UCS set. Not the Razor Crest. Razor Crest Ultimate Collector Series comes with Quill, the Child, Mando, and Mythrol, which I love what they did with the Mythrol. Very happy they didn't mold that head. This is what I want from a figure. But now we've got Quill. Will they keep the Mythrol exclusive? Maybe Quill will be exclusive, maybe a different outfit. Or they'll finally bring back that helmet that is still in a lot of sets and give us a minifigure. Doubt it, it'll probably be a molded head. And alongside the Blurg from the Razor Crest, we're now getting the Mudhorn. Can't wait to see that. Could we have got the Mythrol in this speeder? Or did they put all their eggs in the original trilogy for Smart Brick? Is that it? Is that it for Star Wars now? We're not going to get any other Smart Brick sets outside of the original trilogy. For some reason, you can't find the UCS Slave one in any toy stores that used to sell it. In Estonia and in the UK. Even UCS sets. I mean, it's coming up to a year of the UCS Slave one. You're almost a year old. We need to throw a birthday for the UCS Slave one. Screw May 4th. We'll have the UCS Slaves 1's birthday. That's May 1st. What day is May 1st? It's a Friday. Oh, yes. Good idea. All right. Friday, the 1st of May, we got the UCS Slave 1 birthday. We'll be celebrating that. Don't know what we'll be doing yet. Maybe that can be a part out stream to celebrate. Nice chill stream. But yeah, a lot of sets retire after 6 months. Hello there, Moonshoes. Hello there, Semi-Brick fan. You want the UCS Slave 1? Can't find it. Yeah, UCS sets are quite hard to find. In the UK, I think Smiths have a ton of them because they're always on the really high shelves. Let's actually see where they are. No stores have them. No stores outside of Lego has the... Oh, is it because I put Slave 1? No, still, Fire Spray. No stores outside of Lego. Lego is the only store that has it, and it's £260, not 270. But that's close enough because the sets will retire after 6 months outside of the Lego store. I think that's crazy. Hello there. Yes, definitely West Ham fan. Hello there, Babalus Realm. Hoping that we can... Who's our next game against? Crystal Palace on Monday. Hopefully this brings us luck. I should have worn it Monday, wearing it in advance. Hopefully we can get further away from the bottom of the table, but with how we've been playing, it should be all right. Yeah, Starship, not the Slave 1. And funnily enough, okay, I'm in the way. Let me get out the way. The Sail Barge has the exact same problem, yet for some reason, people are more interested in what Princess Leia is wearing than the name of the ship. I think that just goes to show where the vocal majority of fans are. If it's not, it's nothing to do with the name of the ship. The Fire Spray, whilst being inaccurate, is a different way of saying it. Because I searched Lego Fire Spray, it was the set that popped up. So it's very smart from Lego marketing. But there's always one thing that'll be picked apart. Maybe the stores don't understand that they're the same thing as well. Because Django does call it the Slave. Technically, canonically, Aura Singh is the only one that calls it the Slave 1 to Boba about his dad's ship. So Boba's the only one that knows it canonically, but it was Django that gave the name. Anyway, let's get building Luke's Landspeeder. No, Mythrol's Landspeeder. The Mythrol, what was the official name on the Star Wars fact file? The Fletching Mythrol? I don't like that. What's that? That does not sound like a nice word. But the Mythrol's Landspeeder. as we get there. And the main color swap, the Mythrol, spelled with an O, Landspeeder. I think like 2 images pop up when I put this. It's a lot of like Hans and this speeder from the start. Oh, we got 3 images of the Landspeeder. We've got a view from the back, we've got a view from the front, and a close-up that, I'll be honest, isn't going to help. I'm going to ignore that close-up. I guess we get the blue color. It's dark blue, and it's got light bluish grey on the top. It's mainly dark blue around the edges. Light bluish grey on the top, and then quite dark on the inside. Maybe a dark brown with brown seats. So grey on top, dark blue underneath, and maybe continue that at the bottom with a dark grey between. So we can get these patterns. Or, what did I do? All right, don't need that anymore. What did I do for Luke's Landspeeder? Oh, I cheated. I used stickers. I don't want to use stickers. Liverpool fan. Ooh, yes. Yes, the Champions League. Ooh. I mean, could be worse. He could be an Arsenal fan. No one, like even with Tottenham in the relegation, I don't think they're worrying as much as Arsenal. There is so much pressure on them. Still not on sale. The playset's good. The playset is on sale in the UK for like 25% off as well. Let me grab Luke's Landspeeder so we can take a look at this. And this is a minifigure scale Landspeeder as well. Today, I'm going to be ditching the minifigure scale, and I think I'm going to regret it. I do want a minifigure scale Mythrol Speeder, but to get a minifigure scale Mythrol Speeder, we're going to have to just completely change the way we've built this, get these figures forward. It's very hard to do because realistically, Luke's Landspeeder has like 2 studs of cockpit. The Mythrol Speeder would have 4 studs. It's possible we'd have to move the view in. Actually, we wouldn't have to move it forward as such as we'd have to shrink it down there. Maybe we can get something to work, but first off, let's build with the set and with a few recolors and or paint. If you're doing this at home, I'd recommend paint. We can get this rebuilt. And I'm going to go a few steps at a time, just so we can keep up with what we're switching out, what we're changing. And hopefully have some ideas for a custom Mythrol figure as well by the end. There's the dark blue. Dark blue on the bottom, and then grey. Dark blue, light bluish grey, and then... How old are these? Because if they're from an old, like 2000... I didn't get the 2008 AAT, but if they're from an old set, dark blue is a little fragile, so careful with that. Oh, wow. I know it's 60 to 84, but for a second I thought that was like half price. The Mando playset speeder. Oh, that's a good one to get the new Mando. That is the new, yeah, the new Mando. I wish they put the new Grogu in there. It's so weird that they included the old Grogu. Well, I saw someone earlier turn the speeder. Let's see if I can remember. If I remember their name, I mean, let's see if I can go back and find it. Let's hope I haven't watched too much today. There was a video from... Oh, here we go, the Bricks Hub. If you do have the speeder, but perhaps want to build an ATRT, check out the Bricks Hub. They come out with a video not too long ago. I think it was probably a few days ago. I have no idea how long ago it was, but turning the speeder into that, into the ATRT, which was cool. Minifigure scale as well, which is tiny, but it did look quite nice. Do I have any of those arches? Because that would have been the better piece to use, wouldn't it? Or can we get some bar elements going around? I want dark blue on top. How thick is it? Ooh, bar elements is going to be harsh. We could get 2 bars going around some of the old Luke Landspeeder bar elements. There's 1. There's 2. And I think we need 4 studs either side. Oh, I can size this up. This is why I have a desk mat that fits to studs. Oh, these are not the same length. So there must be another shorter one. Well, that seems longer to me. Wait, is that the same length? Yes. Maybe. I'm not very sure about that. No, this is a different length. Are these 3 different lengths? How do I have 3 different length bars? The top is completely flat and the bottom just isn't. In no world is that the same length. Bring them out. That means I've had at least 3 Landspeeders, which checks. Actually, the stickers would say even more than that. Probably had 4 or 5 different Landspeeders myself. We've got to have a pair of bars from these. The Covamp Speeder, 24 euros. I've seen that on sale. That might be my May set, unless I pick it up beforehand. Hey, look at that. We've got 3 of this one, 1 of this one, so that was a different set, and 2 of the short ones. So we're going short today. And then, if this bends round, it's about 3/4 studs. I think it's probably 3.5. And how we're going to clip these in is a very good question, because the original Luke's Landspeeders have the 1x2 pieces, the 1x2 panel pieces. This would work, but it'd be too tall. So maybe a clip on either side. Maybe we stud one. Maybe we get a longer one, stud it in and clip the bottom. The possibilities, they're endless. Or we get a longer one, clip that in, and then clip... No, we wouldn't be able to clip the shorter one in. That sounds like a problem for later. Let's keep building. And then we don't need the grey. We can start plating out the middle like they do on the inside. I don't know if there's anything hidden on the inside, but I do know that that's a 4x8. Let's see if we got those in dark blue. The AAT did use a lot of plates. I only have 1. That's crazy. I only have 1, but I do have about 3-4 of them in 8x8 fashion, which is what this is. That's an 8x8, 2 4x8s. And if there's a 4x8 on the back, I'll swap that out for another. If not, it might be long enough for another 8x8. And then we'll come back, fill this all in. Oh, there's the chair element. Can't wait to part that out. So it looks so simple. Wait, is this it? Yeah. Oh, this speeder's going to be dinky. Wait, I thought this speeder was a lot bigger. So that's it. That's it for the base. Wait. And then we'll come back for a few grey ones on top. I think, what was it, 4x8? Because we've got that big plate. And then some tops. Push those aside. And then we've got a 1x2 and a 2x6. 1x2 in yellow. Pretty nice colour. It's the nicest yellow we got. Right there. Oh. You have the Boba Fett playset of the Slave One. That's crazy how much that costs. Wow. If you want the Lego, if you want the UCS set, you need to order it from Lego Store or Amazon, which was never the case as far as I remember. This clip is to hold the lightsaber, and it's just out of the way of this. If I can bend this around. Yeah, it's just out of the way. So I'm going to include a 1x1 with a clip there, and then a 1x1, but still don't really know how I'm attaching these unless... Oh, this isn't going to fit, this blue. So I can get another bar, or let's consult our image. We do have blue around the front bit. We could have blue, we've got the holes in the side, and then have a grey 4x6 and have blue tiles and plates up the side. And I think that would work, because it is very blue around the edge. Maybe like a grey something running up the middle. We really need some 8x4 half circle plates with gaps in the middle so I could have a jumper there. Or we could just include a pointy plate. We need an element that just slots between, like a squared off bar. The weirdest of elements, but it'd be great for that one purpose. That's the one thing it'd be good at. That's all it needs. Do I have another bar that was this long? I don't think so. No. Because these are all the same height. Yeah. So where was this? This goes side to side. It sticks out the front. We are going to need to secure that down with the other plates. That means there's got to be another one of these. Hold on a second. What did... I think I know what we've used it for. I think I know what we've used that bar element for. Our rebel tree. It's this bar that stands the little rebel on top like a car aerial. This is going to be the smaller size bar, isn't it? Come on, please, please work. Be the right size. No, it's too tall. How? If you're too tall, where's the other bar gone? Sorry, Rebel, you can have that back. I just got to find a way to piece this together. Ooh, hey. You can go back to Yavin. Keep guard. Make sure the hammer of Baravia isn't getting up to no good. Because I wouldn't trust him with a rebel fleet. How did I stud this down? Like that. There we go. Make sure he's not leaning too much like the AV7. We're going to have to go with the bigger size. And then... No, we can't because of the clip. We need that clip. Wait, why are we trying to get a lightsaber clip in the first place? Mythrol doesn't have a lightsaber. So that lightsaber clip just straight up doesn't work. Right. What I can do is include a 1x2 across there. And then maybe the same around the front, just to get the shape. Otherwise, we can include a few rounded off bricks and so like the 1x1s. I remember for the old Landspeeders, there are a lot of these 1x1s dotted around. Maybe a 1x2 in the middle. Could be something like that up the side. And then the same. I'm going to go with a 2x6. Or 2x6 is just 3 2x2s. Let's get a ton of those in yellow and blue. If I have dark blue, I might as well use it. Or like grey, because yellow is a very obvious colour. So we'll have our yellow and blacks in the middle. As so. That yellow is also one behind where ours is. We're not as worried about that. We are worried about the fact I thought I could fill the gaps with 3 of those bricks, not 4. Just started building your first mock ever. Designing on Studio. Smart. Once you know it works, it's a lot easier to build in person. Based on Fallen Order. Oh, do I have any advice? Take it as it comes. For everything. That is the most generic advice. But yeah, make sure you focus on one structure after the other. Because if you get carried away and start building something really cool and it doesn't fit, it's not going to be fun. It's not. So, yeah, don't rush it. Keep it nice and chill. And I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun doing it. Now that you've done Fallen Order, I'm sure there'll be many more mocks coming our way. Upgraded the low altitude assault transport. How in Complete Saga there's a hook that hooks on the bombs. Added the hook. Ooh. The bombs that you pull around. Remember the episode 2 arc? Panels. Let's go with panels. Hopefully we got some dark blue. Some of the hardest, actually the hardest, Complete Saga was the hardest Lego game, 1 and 2. Because Clone Wars had its moments, but a lot of it was spelled out and was just defeating battle droids. Light bluish grey. And even Force Awakens and Skywalker Saga, they had their moments, but they were just that, moments. Oh, I can't get the bar below. I want 3 bars here, but they're not gonna hold unless, I think I'd have to tile off the base if I wanted 3. Or I can keep 2. I could have used the other 2. Yeah, I'm going to need a panel on the front as well. Just like so. 1, 2. That explains the 2 shorter ones. Maybe one of these does pair up with the other. Ah! And we got the old Landspeeder effect up the side. I'm pretty sure it looked a little better than this, but maybe that's my memory just blurring it, thinking it was better than it actually was. And those plates up the side, remember I said about including those 1x4s either side? Not happening now. We're gonna have to grey that out and maybe fill in. We've got the space for an Easter egg. What Easter egg do we add to this build? A literal Easter egg? Do we hide an egg in there? What do we go with? Do we go with a green brick? It's been a while since I've added a green brick into a mock. But there we go. Master Mouldie's green brick. That 6x6 could be used so much better. But there's not much we can fit in the front because that would require taking this off. And we need this plate down to hold in the rest of the pieces on top. Right, not a bad start. And we're up to where the speeder is? No, that's the 6x6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can still get the lightsaber clip. It's probably going to be a Mando weapon clip, but lightsaber clip, weapon clip, rifle clip. Mythrol? Does Mythrol have a blaster? I don't think in the UCS set they gave them. 1 by 1. These ones. Let's look the light bluish grey as well. That looks better. Can use a string so the clones come down like Clone Wars. That is good. You could also have, if you didn't want the clones to slide down just freely on the string, you could use a old phone charger or a cable. Do I have one? Yes. Something, come on, something like this, like a phone cable and minifigure hands. Here, I've still got my Venomized Black Widow. For instance, minifigure hands fit around it. Oh, this is hard. Let's go a bit lower down the wire. It is a bit harder with some charging cables, but most cables will fit minifigures. This one had minifigures on for so long. Maybe the wires expanded. Sometimes you can fit the minifigures on them. It's how I used to display my favorite figs. And I used to have a few fun ones on there up until recently. And then I moved them into the Advent displays that we built with the Advent calendar that's perfectly hidden by that leg. Just right behind there. Probably see the edge of it. Yeah, that's cool. I suppose a string you could wrap around and use tension to hold them up, and you can also fit a string between Lego bricks. Trying to get a USB or USB-C connection in your gunship might be harder than it needs to be. Oh, don't need you anymore, I don't think. Well, maybe the 2x plates for the engines. Maybe. Just maybe. We're not going to be able to do that. Best I can do is include some plates on top. Also, does that mean we've increased the height? Oh, why don't I include... Oh, because it's better lower. I was going to say, why don't I include a brick with a clip, or a snot brick, add a clip onto that. But this would be a lot lower and more hidden, so we'll keep that. Might go with the plain one side for the cleaner look. The gunship charging your phone, that would be nice. Custom gonk advent calendar, turning the advent calendar into gonks. Not only is that a good video idea, I'm not going to take that. But perhaps that is something you could do when the advent calendar is revealed. Turn the minifigures into gonks. And I'd be more interested in turning the ships into gonks. You've got the slave one gonk. This is the wrong drawer. You've got... Or I think it's the wrong drawer. It's not the drawer that I wanted to pick up. You've got the, I don't know, Mando ships probably. Given all the minifigures we're getting are Mando themed. It wouldn't be surprising if the entire advent this year was gonk themed. Mando themed. I'd be surprised if it was gonk themed. That'd be awesome, but there's no way Lego would ever give us... Well, they'd give us a Mando themed advent calendar. Why not a gonk? Maybe they would. I'm waiting for that day. Lego, get on it. 2027, 50 years of A New Hope. Forget about A New Hope. Give us gonks. The minifigures as gonks would be great. I think the ships would be hard, but if you could get it done, that would be cool. Oh, are they catching it? Oh no, I was going to say, are they catching us out? The reason I'm building this is for its shape, but I will say it doesn't seem like it goes in at the side. Even the Landspeeder doesn't. It doesn't have that recession, not as much as they're making it out. It's teeny tiny. So 1x2 bricks instead of these panels. If you're putting it out, I'd recommend 1x2 bricks as well. In our case, dark blue. If you're building the set, I'd go with dark red. If you're building any other speeder, I'd go with a darker colour. Because we just saw that bright red speeder from the start of the Mando. This is it. This is it. This is what I'm building this set for. Brand new element, step 13. Lego know what they're doing. There is someone at Lego that is watching this and they are cackling to themselves because it's always step 13 or bag 13 or the 13th element in the set. And that can't be coincidence. That is not coincidental that that's my favorite number. No chance. There is someone at Lego that is playing us, chat. Someone at Lego thinks this is all some kind of joke and I would love for this to continue because this is hilarious. Step 13. And we've got the brand new element. It's one of two new elements at least for this set, being the cockpit, the other one. Not too fussed about the cockpit. Mythrol Speeder has the teeniest tiny cockpit. Step 13. So I'm going to be parting this out. At first I was just going to use chairs. Add some chairs, but there is a little corner panel to it. I think if we raise this up one stud, so perfectly, they've got plates underneath. The 3x6 section in front is plated out, and then we've got this 2x4 at the back. Let's go ahead and grab a 2x4 so we know our limits. And that gives us 3 studs by 6 in the middle to play with. This is what I've done for Luke's Landspeeder. I've played with 3 studs in the middle by 6 and added jumpers. Even added a little bar in the middle, which they don't do. But added jumpers so that our figures can be studded down and added a seat at the back. I feel like copying this is a little cheating, I have to say. But this is almost perfect. We could add a chair, but a chair is going to be too tall. This is, I'd say 4 plates tall. I don't think we find out, but it's about halfway up. It comes into contact with this element in step 13. Of course it's step 13. We've just been over that. So I'd say it's about 4 plates. We've got about 5 plates to play. We've got the outer bit comes up a little more than you'd think. That slope at the back is going to be the hardest thing to recreate. Because I want to add... We don't need to worry about this panel bit on the side because we've just done that with a brick. I do want to add some corner panels though. Not this one. I might have a bag of corner panels. Yeah, I didn't put those in the tub, thankfully. I want to add these towards the corners to get them higher. And this is all going to be in dark bluish grey. I kind of want to part out 2 of them. You'll see why in just a second. But I'll be grabbing double of everything. Aha. Alright, corners ready. They can't go in. We need those 2 plates up. Don't know if that's going to affect anything. If we put them 2 plates up now. If we want to borrow a clip to hold something. No, I think we could cheese-lobe the back of the seat. But I want the seat to be over this corner element. So let's grab those 1x1s. If we can find where I put them. There's 3 or 4 in there, so let's hope the rest are too. Oh, we went light bluish grey. I meant to go with dark bluish grey. Wrong colour. Wrong colour. Light, nope, dark. Right? Yes, dark bluish grey. Most stressful part of the evening, and I want to keep this out. I think clips are the way to go because the way we've done the seat here. Not this tall. We only need potentially the 1. And then to lean it back, flip it around so the studs aren't on it. But hiding this. Oh! 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 I've just had a thought. Do I have 1x2s with a clip in dark grey? No. Only light bluish grey. We'll see if this works. If it does, then we can switch out the colours of them later. Just need the 4 of those because we're meant to be doubling everything. Can't forget that. Where did you go? Ooh, that's a nice colour. Nice magenta pink. If we have that on a... We can't go higher in front, can we? We need a bar element. We need a bar element. And then we need a seat to sit on top but be flat. What other clips have we got? They're too wide. Oh, I think that would be too wide. But that's an idea. We could also use an ingot because that would set it back further and that would still be flat. Let's get something down. So basically we're going to need those is what I'm deciding now, and I'll change my mind in a second, but not yet. Let's get those 1x1s out. 2 to the left, 2 to the right corner. They'll hold our corners, our corners. Getting this ingot on top is going to be so close, but if this works and we manage to pull this off, it's going to look so good. And then we only need 1x1. You could swap this out for a 1x2. Oh yeah, that would work. And then the middle, suppose we want a 2x3. Is that the front or the back? And what size is, I suppose they put them back a little bit. So we'll have probably jumpers at the back and then like a 1x6 on it. There is another, as they'd say in Star Wars. I'd say always 2 there are. I think there's a few more than 2, but there is another. Yes. 1x6 in the front. That will cap everything off. And I think we quadruple jumper. So that would be a 1x2 at the bottom of this. If you want to save your 1x1s, I've got a whole tub dedicated to 1x2s. So we might as well put some of them to use. Bring in the hammer, which I am not placing on the desk till I get it cleared. Otherwise I'll lose it. just like we did last time. So we've got our 1x6 tile. Let me grab the jumpers so I can whack those in whilst it's clear. Don't seem to have a lot in this one, but it might just be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these jumpers. So we've got 2 of them for the seat. Oh, we don't need one in the middle because this is going to be the block. Oh yes. And don't we want to increase these by 1 anyway? Hold on, have I built this too small? Have I built this 1 too small? We are going to need the plates, aren't we? I thought these jumpers would work because I was going to do chairs and then I talked myself out of it. So we are going to need to remove this maybe. And then we can get the rest of the parts. Oh, we're going to need a smaller one. So the reason I'm destroying it is because I forgot to add the plates underneath. If you're adding chairs to the top, add the plates underneath. But if you're trying to keep the chairs level with a base, I'd go with 2 3x3s I'd go with, because we'd bridge them across with tiles. So, do I know where 3x3 plates are? Apparently I do. And it's easy because if I'm building one in, I can then build one outside. And I can show you exactly why I'm building 2. All right, one of these on either side. And then we get our 1x6 tile, our 3 1x2 jumpers. We're leaving a little gap there for a 1x2 tile because we don't need that gap. Let's grab that now and fill it up just like so. And then on the edges, we have one of these 1x1 corner panels. And that's one of them either side. And then we've left 1 gap in the middle for these clips. I feel like they're going to be too tall. They're going to stick out just more than the set, but they do hold a really nice ingot seat. Oh, YouTubers hit the ads hard. 2 ads isn't bad. It's the triple ads you want to look out for. They're a bit crazier. Should we have sunk this even more? I think we sink this even more. Should we just scrap it and rebuild the entire base? Let's get those 2x3s out of there. Hey. So instead of those 2x3s, you're going to want a 2x6 plate. This time it's got to be the final plate, right? 2x6 has got to work. We can do it. And we'll swap it out for the last one. For those of you that were in an ad when I decided 2x3s aren't cutting it, we'll go with a 2x2. I don't need 3. I only need 2 of them. And then at the back, a 1x1 either side and a 1x2 in the middle. So we can really sink that plate down. Would I be excited if I had the chance to meet Caesar Stores? Is that the designer for... Sounds like one of... Which author? If anyone's reading Star Wars books, is there one called Caesar? Caesar? No, it's not coming up on Wikipedia with an author. The set designer, however, let's see what they designed. Does anyone know? Anyone know their set designers? I still struggle keeping up with some of the newer ones. Ooh, so the battle packs in question was the Bounty Hunter Speeder, First Order Transport, the Resistance Pod, Arcto Island. That was an amazing set. The infamous First Order ATST, Yoda's Hut from 2018, X-Wing Starfighter, the Black Ace TIE from Resistance, Tantive 4, the Treehouse Ideas Set 2019, the 2019 Falcon, the 2020 Landspeeder. That's where the stickers are from for this one. I've taken them from the 2020 Speeder. The TIE Pilot helmet, the Stormtrooper helmet, Master Builder Series Cantina, I loved that set. That was a fun build. Vader's helmet, the Mandalorian Starfighter. We turn into a Fang Fighter. Mando's Meditation Chamber, the Seinfeld set. Luke's helmet, the UCS Speeder. Gonna need a drink break. Designed so much. The Razor Crest UCS set. Captain Rex's helmet. The Pirate Snub Fighter. That's the Mando set from season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One of them. Chewbacca, buildable character. Mos Espa diorama. Luke's X-Wing mech, another great one. The Nightmare Before Christmas set. UCS Jabba Salvage. Is this the guy that did the UCS Slave 1? The Rebel U-Wing. The UCS Death Star. No, he did the bigger one. Course they did. Course they did the bigger set. Oh, that's nuts. I have 2 of the UCS sets and like 1 million of their play sets and some of the helmets. UCS Death Star and the N1. Surely that is the most decorated Star Wars set designer, because I know back in the day they used to split out a load of the bigger sets. Surely that is the most decorated Star Wars set designer. There's probably more popular sets in the eyes of some of the fans, but wow. Jabba's Salvage. Well, I'll let you know how good that set is. Considering he put together Mos Eisley, I think it's safe to say it's going to be a good one. Does the clip sink when it's stuck out? On an unrelated note, it does a little bit, but not enough for it to do any more than that. All right. And now we add the jumpers back on, and the tiles, and everything else that we just pulled off. He's a legend, isn't he? Crazy. That amount of sets is nuts. All right, we've added backrest. We just need the seats to stick up a little bit, and they're brown. The seats are brown. How could we forget about this? We were meant to be using brown bases, and I didn't. But we can atone for that with brown backs to the seats to hold the figures. There we go. 1 brown ingot, 2 brown ingots, mold marks in the middle. Kind of sucks a little bit that we can't like straighten them out. But what we can add to the middle is a 1x1 plate with a 1x1 tile on the top, or a cheese slope. Cheese slope is so tempting. If we had a 1x1 cheese slope with some details on it, might have added that instead. But let's try and clear some space here. Why is there a black piece in the greys? That shouldn't be there. All odd amounts. They all go in the odd drawer. Ah. And then we'll get that 1x1 tile and repeat the process all over again. So let's grab another 1x1 so we don't have to go digging for that. But that is how you brick out the seats for the middle. Because the figure... Oh, wait, do the figures have the space to sit back with a different jumper? Because they've got a little space back here. I don't think it's enough. Especially with most figures. We don't have a Mythrol. Can I still Mando? Mando's on Mando's Speeder. What other figures? What figures would we need for the Mythrol Speeder? Mythrol? Don't have Mythrol. Don't have anyone that could be Mythrol? Anyone? Anyone in like brown robe? Could use like Plo Koon? Could Plo Koon be a stand-in for the Mythrol? Gotta be done. Plo Koon was a stand-in in season 2, which I think this is either season 2 or season 3. Was a stand-in for Luke Skywalker, who showed up season 2 finale. We've got to use Plo Koon as a stand-in for the Mythrol, just for the reference, just for the lols. We'll get Plo Koon. We'll also get Cara Dune. We'll get Grief Karga, and I'll get the Mandalorian. No Grogu. Grogu unallowed on this mission. This was for non-Grogus, I guess. No Grogus allowed. Grogu sold separately, in every sense of the word. And I've also got Mando's jetpack, just in case we can fit that. I don't remember if he had his cape. We'll see it in one of the images. But here we go, Cara Dune. pretty good minifigure. Not exclusive to the Marauder, which is where I picked her up. Also came in the Star Destroyer. My favourite Grief Karga, so much so to the fact that I parted out the other Grief Karga, because even for Season 1, I'd use Magistrate Grief Karga's design. Just such a good design. The black robes could have been a material piece, I admit, not perfect, but a pretty good minifigure. And Mando! The Mando, with the head, with the printed arms. Why is the head stuck? Out you come. With a printed helmet as well, just on the front, the details, and the old legs, but solid. Might upgrade these legs, especially if we're getting Mando in the Advent. It's probably going to be the new Mandalorian, so I don't want to spend any money on a set just for Mando to end up with like 1 million of him, which is probably going to happen, because I do like the new Razor Crest. Tempting. Alright. Cape or jetpack? Plo Koon's your favourite. Plo Koon is a great favourite to have. Doesn't seem to have his jetpack on in this image, but I'll be honest, we don't get a really clear look. I know he has his jetpack by the end. Maybe he puts it in front of him so he can lean back and enjoy the comfort a bit more. So we'll include the jetpack in the set somewhere, but I'm going to take off the jetpack and the cape so that he's chilling there. Let's give him his jetpack to hold. Like so. There we go. And then he can put that on whenever he wants. What would be really cool for the Mandalorian jetpack is if they included if they used the Zorro from One Piece element that is just like the half neck bracket, so you can put it on and off, but it holds on. Same thing for the jetpack, so that you don't need to keep switching, keep pulling off the head. Same for the capes. The rubber cape elements can be put on and off. We need that for the jetpack. The only reason I don't think Lego will is because the jetpack doesn't fit to any stud pattern. You can't stud this down. There's no way. Like, it's just too wide to be able to hold it in friction on these studs. So it just pops off. So we might need a quite healthy gap in the back to fit this through. But whereas Lego would now add a little space for the smart brick, which is what they're doing here, not only for the smart brick, you can also fit the, oh yeah, you've got this whole mechanism down the sides as well. This takes up a lot. We can definitely get the jetpack in the back. Not only do they have the smart brick there, but a little container as well. They used it well. In fact, you could fit a container down the side. That's nice to see. Let's see if we can get the Mythrol pending in. See, there's enough space down the back of this speeder that you would think you can add one of the 2x2 jumpers instead and get him to sit back. So I'm going to try it. Don't try it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it and see if we can and how it fits. I won't remove both sides. We'll just try one at the minute. And then if that works, we'll get one the other side as well. I've just used a ton of these. Good thing I have a load more from all the grey Lego sets I've got as a Star Wars fan. And can we fit Grief Karga probably in the passenger seat? Oh, we can. Oh my, we can. It can be done. Just like Lego have in their official set, it can be done. And now we don't need to worry about fitting the figures behind either, because we know they work. That's so cool. That is amazing. So we can also swap out that tile in the middle for a 2x2, which I don't know if I've got more of, but I definitely don't have less of. Was it Hondo says in Rebels, I might not be younger, but I'm older. That. Now I've hit 25. That. I might not be younger, but I'm older. Hondo full of that wisdom, eh? It's just what you expect as well. Oh look, the 2x6 is plated off, and then we've got the plates behind. We'll have to crack those back open now that we don't need these. Cargo was on a different outfit. Was he in the first one? Was he not Magistrate yet? Because this was still whilst he was... This must have been This might have even been season 1. Would they have waited till season 2 to reveal the Mythrol? The Mythrol? The Mythrol? Make a custom thing to hold jetpacks. So you can also have a jetpack collection. I really like... Do I have the jetpack still in the Slave 1? The UCS Slave 1 just off camera. If I have the holder in that, because it's behind the cockpit, you go there. Yes! I quite like how in the UCS Slave 1... Oh, it wasn't the guy we looked at earlier, was it? I'm gonna say. Forgot his name already. It's not him. They have this little bit hidden in the back, behind the cockpit. They're the seats, so that's Django's seat rest, Boba's and the spare. And then you pull it out, you've got a little bit of Bacta, the 2 Westar 34 pistols, and Django's jetpack. I wouldn't mind having something like this where you can get the jetpack with the weapons either side. I'd build it out like a wall, I wouldn't have it like this, or similar to the Sabres, have them in a row. So you can get jetpack, weapon, but so the jetpacks aren't just every jetpack, there are so many of them, outside of Star Wars as well. I'd probably include weapons and have them be certain individuals. That would be cool. Also, I'd need somewhere to display these, so maybe we scrap the minifigures and just have lightsabers, Mando jetpacks, clone rifles. I'm not scrapping the figures anytime soon. But if I was, that'd be a good idea. Different weapons instead. 2 jumpers. Oh, I didn't get enough. I don't think we need one. Oh, we could use a jumper to hold the Mando jetpack. The Mandalorian jetpack. But I think it'll probably be in there loose. Oh, there. Oh, it was light grey. Imagine I'm just out of dark bluish grey jumpers. That's it. I had 2. Nope, there we go. There's a big one, there's a little one, and there's a cardboard one. And then same for the back seat. The way we were able to build this and part out the back, it's a talent for Lego to be able to do. Because I know not a load of people are a fan of the different... Oh, we did need one jumper. No! Come back! As I was saying... what's my oldest console? The first console I got. Do handhelds count? Handhelds would be the DS. If not, then the Wii is the first one I remember playing with. The first one... Because my dad had ones before. Actually, I think my dad and my mum both had consoles beforehand. Handheld and otherwise. But the first ones I had, yeah, the DS and the Wii. I was a Nintendo kid. And then I grew up PlayStation in my teens. And then, when I moved out, I got a proper PC. And been PC ever since. But I still go back to PlayStation and Nintendo from time to time. Nintendo, if you want to sponsor. I wouldn't mind a Switch too. They sponsor a game, I have to be able to play it. No Lego games on... No, that's a lie. Lego Party. Wait, Nintendo, for real? You wanna sponsor? I would love to play Lego Party. Not just on the Switch, but it'd be a great reason to pick it up. Started with a laptop and now PC. That is the best upgrade. That is, for anyone that hasn't played PC, that's like going from an old gen to a new gen console. It's not bad, it works. But a PC, the power, even a basic PC, the power it can pull compared to a laptop. Whoa. Oh, hello there, Semi-Brick fan. Thank you so much for your support. Welcome to Stud Tier. Brand new member perhaps on the board? Have you had your name on there already? I don't see it. But then again, I didn't see the 2 members that returned yesterday, so who knows? But you do get the nice stud next to your name. Look at that. Same with Gonkrex. Nice shiny stud. No, I can't see it, so your name shall be on there shortly. Keep an eye out, start of a video. Right, 2 more ingots. Oh, I left those ones out. Yes, what was I saying about jumpers? I was going to go on a whole rant about jumpers, and I completely forgot, because we started talking about consoles. I haven't played Lego Party. I haven't played a lot of the new Lego games. I don't know how far these can go. But Lego Party looks... I think it's because it reminds me so much of Mario Party. There we go. Can we fit all 4 figures in here? The good thing is the hands don't get in the way of the sides. With Luke's Landspeeder that I built, this mini one, Luke's hand has to hold the side. His hand's over the panel on the edge. And he's kind of like holding on for dear life. And then he's got his other hand over the wheel, which is slightly more centered. But it's a very similar design to what I've done here. Lego have just used it all in one part. And it's not exclusive. Well, it's not entirely exclusive to this set. I think it came out in January in one of the new city sets. So it's not like they created it for this reason, because that wouldn't make sense for a Landspeeder. They could fit chairs in it, but because that part existed, they were probably looking around at other sets at the time of this being designed, thinking, what else can we use that part for? And someone went, oh, look at this Landspeeder, because I know a lot of the designers for the Smart Play sets collabed with others, which is why some of the sets don't feel too complete, because they've got little bits from everyone. You can definitely tell it's a collaboration rather than just one person working on it. In a good way, in a good way. I'm not saying it's messy or anything. I don't think any of them are, because they're all very standalone, which is something I don't really like about the Smart Play sets. There could have been a bit more collaboration in the different ideas. From a before designing perspective. There we go. 4 minifigures fit in the Landspeeder. Take a look at that. We've got the Mythrol, totally not Plo Koon, Moth, not Moth, Grief Karga, oh dear. Oh dear. Grief Karga, Cara Dune and the Mando. I've got Moff Gideon on my mind. Maybe we should build Moff Gideon a Landspeeder. What would it look like? Would the engines like fold up for a tri-engine just to power through small gaps? Or do you think the front would like fold down, split into legs, engines become... It would definitely be a transformer. 3 Technic sides. Is that important for just the engines? Yeah, that's not going to lock in. 3 Technic bricks on the side? This is for the top engine. Why 3 Technic bricks on the side? What's that for? Imagine if the engine at the top... I'm trying to work out if it is. I don't think so, because we've got the handle out the side. Imagine if the engine at the top was a lever to then fire the brick. You have wasted... Oh, that's not true. It's not a waste of money. Stay tuned for all the exclusive content coming your way. 1x6 in blue. I want that to be blue, but first we've got to find those 1x3s. I'm thinking 1x1 by Mando's feet, and then a 1x2, because the 6 studs will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll bridge that gap, and then it will be secure for whatever is included on the back. Oh, wait, on the first one. YouTube is weird. There are some channels that I just can't see the comment sections of. And it's not like YouTube has shadow banned or blocked you because you just wouldn't be able to access content. But yeah, the comment sections, they're weird. Now it's worth it because you can access it. I got it. Saved yourself there. Dark blue. Oh, we got some dark blue tiles. Might have saved myself. We've got 1x8. Oh, no. And then we could 1x8 the side and then 1x3 the plate. That would work. It's weird that it doesn't show up, but that's definitely a YouTube issue. Perhaps there is a little bug that some accounts get caught up with. With the original set, you remove these plates, add jumpers. That could get the figures in there as well. Hello there, Calvin. You have this set, but I bet your set doesn't look like this. I don't know. Have I built it wrong? Where did I go wrong? It's a bit bluer than the Lego set has, and I've also forgot the little controls. Oh, let's go back to that. I have this thing where I get so excited and build ahead that I forget to do some of the parts. And bet your bottom dollar that will be the one part that really messes up the ship. I don't think this is too bad, but it could have been. It could have been bad. And then grey. I think we stick with that dark grey theme for the inside, as we've done it with the chairs. It works. Overpriced. It has been on sale. I've been seeing this in a lot of UK stores on sale. Not just this set, even Vader's tie. Only about, oh, how much would that be? I think it's a £60 set. It was £50, so like a tenner off. All of them are a tenner off in Asda's, which the cheaper the set, the better. But it is a bit pricey. What is the price of the Landspeeder? Was it 35 or on a bit more than that? £35. So this would have been 25 in Asda. Well, that's a pretty average deal for like base value. Like if you have an Asda coupon or something, I think you get points back at Asda. I don't really know. I don't shop there too often. It's not a bad deal. You've got a nice sunset lighting on here. That's a fun render. But it should have been 25 from the get-go. Smart. It doesn't have the smart brick. We can't value something that isn't in the set. It doesn't have the smart brick. It should have been cheaper. Technic bricks, quarter tiles. Don't forget. Technic bricks, quarter tiles. Don't forget them. Let's grab them. Quarters and Technics. A fool is a fan of Lego and a fool is a fan of overpriced Lego. Someone put that on a t-shirt. Hide a little O next between the O and the L. Oh, that's perfect. A fool is a fan of Lego. A fool is a fan of overpriced Lego. Oh, I need that. I need to see that on a t-shirt. Let's try and keep some of the original parts of the set and colour them where we can. Like the black on the side here. I think that's going to work fine. Oh. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Auto-translate. That's what that symbol means. Does that work? If I were to pull this up, just on, type in Y and it pops up my channel. That's how you know we've searched ourselves so much on this stream. There I am. Interception. Look. It's you guys. It's chat. We want live chat. Wait for it. Oh, look. Look, there we are. We're there. Oh, it's a shame the delay's on. So, no, it's not happening in this chat. Where it says hello, I get this logo that it's been auto-translated. And for instance, hello was translated to it, which is what I thought was a different language. It's just happened to the emoji as well. And I don't know why. Go on, pull it up again. Hey, there's 4 of me, look at that. There's so many. Let's not break YouTube now. We might be pushing it. What were we doing again? Oh, yes, these bricks. Trying to find some black Technic brick. Oh, they're in here somewhere. Might be a while looking. In your area, you don't get discounts often. That is harsh because there are... it's quite nice for me. I live near to London, so I can pop into London quite a bit and take a look at some of the deals, which there are a lot of deals in London. Despite what some people say, not central London. You want to be sort of outskirts of London. There are a lot of deals. A load of good finds as well. quite a few little shops selling older sets for a good price. As you would have seen with Nerd Base, which is, it's out, that's not London, that's Essex, but that's out a bit further. Just a tad further, right. Oh, gold mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 of this brick. Hit the Lego brick mine, not literally the gold mine, but there were a few of these. Hey, join the Discord, welcome. No, there's a cigar shop that Churchill used to go to. Wow, that's history. That would definitely be in London, yeah. Surprising what is in London compared to what I thought was in London, which is very different. That is a plate. Where's this back section? We need to build that. That. Wait. Hold on, we add it in step 35. There has been at least one mistake in nearly all of these instructions. The A-Wing had one. I'm trying to think if Vader's tie. I don't think Vader's tie had one, and I don't think the X-Wing had one. But besides that, even Mos Eisley, I think, had one. How many other Smart Play sets were there? They've got rid of their Smart Play page. Smart Play. Here's 3 of them. Oh no, these are the 3. There was a mistake in there. Oh, learn more. Show us the sets. These are the Smart Play sets. Here they are. So the ATST, I tell you what, the ATST I don't think had any mistakes in it. That one was clean. Haven't built Yoda's hut. That's the only one we haven't built. This one had a mistake. This one had a mistake. This one had a mistake. The throne room had a mistake. The X-Wing and Vader's tie didn't. So the X-Wing, Vader's tie, ATST didn't. And a lot of them are small mistakes. You're probably not even going to notice it. But little bits like this, we noticed. We need a little gap out the back here. And we also want to hide Mando's jetpack. Perhaps in here. Is it 2 studs wide or is it wider? Oh, 2 studs. So that would fit there if we give it the space. I'm going to tile this down 2 by 2 or a jumper. No, no, get the 2 by 2s out. Did I just hand pick them? Serves me right, needing another one of those. So that would, oh, that brings it up a bit. And we do need the Technic in the back for the top engine. Ooh. If we drop the tile and lower it, now we could just hook it on and have it hooked in like so. We could even connect it to the engine at the back and have a little space for it. Or upside down. Oh, upside down's a choice. We couldn't include it there. We could include it on the side upside down though. No, still doesn't really fit. Maybe a snot brick would allow it to attach, but that wouldn't look great. All right, we'll see what we can work with that. But now we need a 2 by 6. There's one I made earlier. And 1 by 1s, some corner bricks, or we can do a similar little pattern to the front. What's it look like at the back? Where's the shot from behind? About the same as this, but there is an extra engine on the back. So remember that with this piece sticking out, we can add another engine. They might have done that with a Landspeeder already. And then another Technic brick, this time with the single hole and the axle, right? Because you don't want that turn in. Right, indeed. Plenty more of those. Love to see the emojis, custom channel stickers in the chat. Oh, that's definitely where someone like Churchill would go. That's an expensive area. little axle. And then one of those connections. I might just keep this drawer nearby because we're going to need both of these for the engines. Very Technic heavy builds. One of... if the Technic connectors are even in here. I did bag them up, but did I put them back away? Oh, how long is the axle connected into the top? Because that would be a more secure build. Maybe it's just in that. No, here it is. It's in there somewhere. Alright, yeah, no, not yellow, grey. I looked at it, I saw grey, and I could feel my mouth already going unstoppable. And then dark grey, nah, we're going to go with black. We got black at the front. We'll hide it all with black. You won't notice it. And then on the front here, I wanted 2 dark blue corners. I'm trying to think back to the Falcon if we use dark blue or regular blue, and I think it was regular blue. What colours the... Actually, the cockpit on the Mythrol speeder is tiny. So do we want... We don't really want that there. We want the cockpit to be slightly centered. So we'll move this over. And then we'll just include the cockpit there. We could play it up a little bit. Could play it up a little bit. Maybe a 1x1 and a 1x3 plate. Rather than the 1x2s. And then something off to the side as well. Oh, like a half rounded bit. This cockpit would be a 1x3. That's like a half round. Let's try and put these into pieces rather than words. So one of you. One of these quarter tiles in grey. Oh, I suppose if we're doing that in grey, which it definitely is grey by this image, we'll get a little grey one to fill the gap. Do we want to fill the gap? Yeah. And then corner plate, and then have 2 bits sticking out the front. And then we still need to figure out something to have down the middle. Something grey that could possibly even go over the side. Ooh, what fits in the middle? See, a plate would, or a tile would legally fit down the middle. It just would be too big. We need like half a tile, but I don't have any broken tiles like that. Grey. And the cockpit we'll be using, I might steal another cockpit from the Mando speeders. I think it's slightly darker. And I know I have a lighter one somewhere. I don't remember where. It's been somewhere. It's on some build somewhere, somehow. But I don't know what build. Something. Out front. Yeah, it kind of lines up with the middle of the ship. So we're keeping that. True to the ship, to the speeder. Which is a ship? It's a land ship. And then 2 more corner plates. In light bluish grey, not dark. And that will also fill in the middle bit. We can start putting some of those colours away. No, I've got a ton of these. We'll sort out the cockpit at the end, because I would like to take a little look at the one that came in the set. It is a funny little piece. We got 1 more plate. That's the corner brick, isn't it? Little axle beam. In Finland, only 1 president got his own licorice market that has his name on it. That sounds like, I was expecting something that, you know, most presidents, most leaders have. That sounds awesome. Own licorice market. Macret. What's a macret? A licorice with his name on it. I do like licorice. I'm a licorice fan, so that is genuinely interesting to me. Oh, we've got the 1x1s out in white. Not like an engine blue. Soon as I said that, I knew I'd be swapping it out for an engine blue. This is where the hyperfuel goes. Kekkonen. Have a quick Google of that. How do I spell licorice? Hey! They look like currency. Wait, they're sick. Currency. Oh, I'm coming up with there's so much licorice. Are they dice? No, I thought they were dice. I thought they were D4s. That's quite cool, the coins that pop up. Most have its face on it too, mainly the older ones. Are they still in manufacturing? Are they still making some? Because I don't suppose licorice is something that just one and done. Like if the company is able to keep producing them, they're going to stay in business. So I've found so many good licorice brands over the years, and then I get into them for like a year or two, and then they just stop making it. Because a lot of them are brands that are known for other things. They're not known for licorice. And it's so annoying. They're so good licorice. And then by the time I've like got into them, want some more, they're just done away with them. It's super annoying. It happens too often as well. It's happened like 3-4 times. It doesn't happen yearly, but it's happened 3-4 times. So I'm going to stick with my Bassets when it comes to licorice. They'll never go. Although they haven't renewed their copyright. Was it Bassets that hadn't? No, it wasn't Bassets. Fruit Pastels. That was it. Fruit Pastels hadn't renewed their copyright. I was surprised to see the other day, every single Smart Price, I don't know if they have renewed it now, but every single Smart Price Fruit Pastels is calling them Fruit Pastels because they can. Because they can. Because they have the power to. Because no one's going to stop them. And that's crazy to me. Not as much space as I hoped for and or thought, but still enough space to do what we want. Went to Newcastle a few months ago. I haven't been. I think there's a Lego store there. So at one point I will have to go for the Lego store unless Lego decide to close down all stores outside of London. And then I can say I've been to them all. But for our sakes, I hope they don't. I need a UK tour and then a worldwide. Let's get all the Lego stores. That'd be a very long year. I wanted to check out the third-party Lego store. Couldn't make it because I had a flight to catch. Oh, that is when you're away. Not just holidays. When you're away generally. And you think there's so much time, you can do this, you can do that. And then it gets round to it and there really is no time. And it all goes by so quickly. It's good, but it's bad. It's good because clearly you're having fun, you've got other plans and that. But it is a bit upsetting when you can't make it to like the one thing you really want to do. But that just means you got to go back for the third-party Lego store. That's an excuse in itself to go somewhere and then do something else. Or like you say, football game. The football game, time flies by so quickly, especially when I go to the London Stadium, end up in the stadium store. Before you know it, game's over and you're going home. Ooh, this went better in my head. I didn't realise these were disconnected so much at the back. We could add another Technic brick and a Snot brick and have the back be able to pop off. I don't know what advantage that would have. Also, these 1x2s though, we could swap those out for bricks. Or at least slopes, so that we're not affecting the bits at the top. I think I'm going to go with a 2x2 plate. And then if we've got the space, probably slope off the front and then add more plates to the back, or we just go full on slope, because that's the easiest thing to do. And I can go back to grab the slopes. I went to reach there. The slopes aren't there anymore. I've had to move. I couldn't fit the sail barge down here with the other sets. I had to move an entire shelf, and there is no gap around the edge. I can run my finger around the outside of the box because the sail barge box is so big and so thick, it can't be pushed back any further either. It's pushing the whole unit and it's just stuck there. I don't know how I'm getting it out. I haven't thought about that. I just put it in there and hope not to think about it until May, which isn't that far away. That's going to be such a good build as well. And it also doesn't fit on the unit. If I stacked two of these, so if I move this unit into the front and then try to angle it diagonally, it still doesn't fit. The sail barge is not going to fit there. Good thing we've got the table down here, the desk, the table, coffee table. So I have it on that, but it's so big. 77 centimeters. It's massive. It's crazy big. I might increase this by one if I'm going to plate it out anyway. I might grab some plates and do it there. How much did I pay for the sail barge? This is the best bit. This is the best bit. 0. I paid 0 for it, and no, I didn't steal it. I didn't steal it. Before that gets clipped up, I did not steal the sail barge. Tinks, my fiance, got it for my birthday on Wednesday. So I got it as a birthday gift. And because last year we built the slave one, this year we're building the sail barge. I think the year before the slave one, didn't we build Master Builder's Mos Eisley? I already own that one, but we did build it again. And next year we might have to build up to the Death Star. I think that's one way to celebrate 50 years. Either buying it or parting it out, whichever's cheaper. But parting it out is going to take quite... We'll have to part it out on stream, because that's going to be some set to part out. Thank you. That's even better than buying an expensive set, is getting gifted one. I did get got back though, because I did buy the Disney castle years ago, and this is revenge that she's been waiting for. Great revenge. The best of revenge, you could say. Now I've got to top it. What tops the sail barge? Hold on, chat. Don't tell me now. She's moderating. We'll have to do a members stream and find out what could top the sail barge. That would be the craziest April Fool's prank for next year. Buying the sail barge and making anyone build it. Honestly. Wait, no, don't do it. Do what must be done. That would be nuts. Or the what's the set that's coming out that's more pieces? It's like 25% more pieces than the Death Star. I know it's not as expensive, but it's the part count that would be the prank, not the price. Oh, this looks so good with the minifigures in the front. I do want to get Mando's jetpack. Maybe we could keep it like this and have the jetpack like float in there. I don't want to add the jetpack to the engine. If the engine is just pop and play, we could add the jetpack to the engine. And could, oh yeah, it does fit. Oh, it wouldn't affect it too much. What have we got? Normally there's a little gap as well on the engines. Don't need the plates in front. Need something to cover up the corners that isn't told off, because we won't be able to fit anything else on. And again, this 3x3 isn't going to be the most comfortable of fit. Maybe 1x1s is what we need. 1x1 plates or 1x1 studs. We have 1x1s in dark blue. That works. We have 3, yep. Some 1x1s in dark blue. Oh wow. A few 1x1s in dark blue. I don't know why I'm holding it so weird. Look at that tower, and we've got a few loose as well. That's not half of them. So we need 2 of these, and then a 1x6, not a 1x5. I've got so many 1x5s. I don't know what the 1x6 is. None in here. Or like a 4 and a 2, 3 and a 3 would be perfect. A 5 and a 1 would work. No 6s. Great. What about light bluish grey so we can match the front at the top? We'll keep these plates out. We might need more dark blue. 1x6. Because I do want to secure this together. Definitely room for an engine on the back, but I'm wondering what Luke's Landspeeder has. Because it doesn't have a third engine on the back. Oh, it has the engine on the back. So what's this little, wait, it has the engine on the back. What's this little guy down here? What? Good thing I kept those out. What is that just a man? Is that for the blaster? Like, what angle is that? It's nothing to do with a smart brick, I don't think. Ah, there we go. I don't think. Maybe it is to do with a smart brick. We just weren't thinking about it. Oh, this is not playing nice. There we are. How can we go about making Cara Dune's seat and Mando's seat not press back? I don't think there's any way in particular. We make it like push off proof, break proof, invincible. That's the word I'm looking for. We just got to be a little careful with knocking it when we're working behind. Once we've fixed the engine in place, it's not a problem. It's just whilst we're fixing it in place, little problem. Brick separator really good for pushing down minifigures in tight spots, or a jumper. No, a jumper's confusing. Oh wait, a jumper would work with this side bit though. Oh, because we'd just tile it off. No, and it would fill the gap. It'd fill the gap in the middle. No, too confusing. Let's try and keep this light-hearted, simple. Otherwise, we'd be building a UCS Mythrol speeder. And whilst it would be fun, I'd rather get this one finished. They're just tightening up all the little gaps. So I'm adding a few extra here on the extra plates that we've used to secure them in. That back one is not securing anything. So I'm going to move that down one and maybe include a bonus one at the front for the same reason. Just because they're corners of, well, I was going to say because they're corners of plates. That one isn't a corner of plates, so we can take that one off. Nope, we are going to put it back because of the engine. All right, Lego, you win this time. And that gives it the hovering effect, which we didn't do to this speeder. So let's do the same. Only 4 needed here. But that would give it a nice hovering effect. It's not like we don't have enough of them, because these are used on so many mocks. And in the back of Luke's speeder, even though it's tiny, we have hidden, what did we hide? Macro binoculars! Yes, Luke's macro binocs with the rifle on top. Even in this minifigure scale speeder, there was room for little Easter eggs. We're going to have Mando's jetpack in the back here. Dependent on what that axle at the back is representing. All right, they want us to do the engine first. We still got to figure out a way to cover it up. We don't have anything that's rounded. There are a few slopes that come to mind, and then we just tile this off with a 2x2. That would hold the ingot in place. And what if we have a bar element pushing on? Genius. We'll have another clip or bar or something to stop it from going all the way back. They're still out. They're over here. In light bluish grey. Yes. That's the one. Can it go down? Oh wait, is there not enough space? Maybe a clip it is. We need to get those. Light bluish grey. And it's just a little headrest for this. Yeah, that's it. And that will stop it going too far back. So we can push that as much as we like. It's not going anywhere. And potentially could hold a weapon or something. But we're mainly using it to hold back the clips and the bars of the seats. And stop them pushing all the way. There we are. We've locked them in. Little teeth will rest on the seat. It's not powerful enough to break the clip at the back, but it is strong enough to stop the seats popping off at all. So we don't need to mess around with jumpers as well. Makes it easier for us. And then in the gap, either side, we can get 2x2s at the base and get an angled cut wedge slope right on the back with possibly a 1x4 tile. I think that will do. Or we reinforce these slopes with these clips with 1x2 slopes and then add a 1x2 tile in the middle. That sounds like a plan. Either way, we're going to need a lot more slopes. And then we can start to work on the engine. Get some regular slopes, some cut slopes, some slopey slopes. No cheese slope so far. That's a bit disappointing. We'll need to whack a cheese slope in it. Maybe cheese slope is the answer for the front. We'll get a double cheese slope, or cheese slope might actually be the answer for the front, but like a really modified cheese slope. I'll try and remember that. No doubt I'll forget. I'll grab them in a minute so I don't forget. We've got the angled slopes and we want blue rounded slopes for the seat, which we have used on a Landspeeder before. We've used slopes that come up at the back of chairs. And I don't remember, it might have been the Mandalorian Landspeeder, because nothing else is coming to mind. And then, oh, there's one. We just need the partner piece. Smashed it. What if we put this up the side? No. It works at the back because of how flat it is. And has a sloped angle at the corner. Yeah, even with that slope, it's a bit hit or miss. And then we've got to play out the back. We can't keep tiling it off. Unless I see dark blue slopes in looking for the 1x2. That's the exception. Just light blue. Also, no dark blue 1x2s, eh? Oh, there's a 2x4. There's the 1x2. Didn't get the chance to look through the other box. I guarantee there are 2x2 tiles in there in dark blue. They just didn't want to be used today. I'll respect that. Are these the only two? Oh. Huh. Would you look at that? So, I don't have 2x2 dark blue plates. I probably have jumpers. Do I already have jumpers out? Do I have? Yes, I do. Any dark blue? Got any blue? Oh no! Not dark tan, dark blue. Not in you. If we can have jumpers instead, that'll work just fine. Got any dark blue? No. What jumped? And where did it go? Wait. I saw something jump. Huh. Dark grey. And I have another tub. Come on. Dark blue. I found one earlier, but I don't have two. We can keep that in mind. There is one in the tub. Any other dark blue 2x2s? Oh, that's nice. An early 2x2 in dark blue. Also, probably the most awkward way I could do this, using my arm to hold it up. We've got a few. All right. Similar element to the Landspeeder. In the 2020 Landspeeder that you know who designed. Who is it? Someone in chat is seeing that? That guy. I feel sorry for anyone trying to remember their name and scrolling back through the stream. We did see two of these with stickers on them, with little details. So I'm going to keep the studs in case I can reuse those stickers on the outside. I actually, no, it's not that sticker. It is a different sticker. I wonder if we could reuse them or if they've got the colour printed on them. And then for Mythrol's engines, they're definitely not this sticky out and this wide. They're also dark grey to a white grey end with a dark grey bit on the... So light grey tips, dark grey, light grey, dark grey. All right. So light grey front. Oh, instead of using that underside tulle, I might leave it empty. Oh no, the front of the engines are covered up. No, I will use that underside. If you wanted a nice open engine look, I'd leave it empty and just use the plates. And we got 3 of these fronts. Don't know how the third engine's built, but we know how this one is. And that's light grey. Please have a dark grey brick like that. Light grey, maybe a light grey and a dark grey. Ooh, it's a close one. Oh, wait, it's, oh no, because we want light grey on the back. That's not going to work as we'd hope, but it is dark grey. Well, it's not terrible on the sides. So it's light grey on the top. The sides, oh, that's a little engine. Wait, this is the big engine and there's like a little engine on the side. How many engines, like this Lego model here, we've got the little one on the side. So this is just the big engine. Oh, so this is just dark grey, light grey, dark grey. Dark grey here, 2 plates. Might as well get light and dark. 2 light greys on one of these. We still need to figure out the top engine, but we've got a bit of time to work on that. And then dark grey dome. Dark grey dome and a little nipple tile. Although I won't be using the nipple tile because I do want to get some like flame elements in it. I think that would look awesome. Let's see if we've got one of these in dark grey. Hopefully so. Ooh. Oh no. We do have one dome in dark grey. Ooh. Wait, that's R2-D2's torso in this drawer. R2, what are you doing in there? Oh, no. Easy. Don't hurt yourself. We could light grey and add a dish in dark grey. Maybe even a smaller cone element. We've got a few of those in here. Dark grey. Maybe we don't add a smaller cone. What's the back of the engine? Let's get that up. Yeah, so it's grey, little slope, and then it's quite a big grey area compared to the dark grey we've already got. Maybe this grey and then the small dark grey cone is the engine we're looking for. They've got it built out a little bit. I think we attach these straight on and then attach 2 pins with a stud and then maybe a 1x4 arch. The 1x4 sloped. Let me grab it. Start giving bricks names the way I want and it will confuse other builders. That is what we should do. We've got a few names: nipple tiles, we've got frying pan studs. What are these arches though? The single McDonald's. That's what the single McDonald's slopes. These are single McDonald's slopes because they remind me of the golden arches, but they're singular. They're only the one arch. So single McDonald's slopes is now the name of it. But do I have any of those that are wide? Or do we use frying pan studs? Oh, speak of the devil. Frying pan studs, definitely not the devil, but they're quite a fun element to build with. I think you go back far enough, some builders would consider them the devil. the bar on a stud. Do they fit in the Technic pinhole? You're going to play nice? No, you're not. Okay, I think it's more to do with the pin than the frying pan stud, but we could still use them. We'd need to switch up our pin. Where's the Technic? What Seamacools? The friction pins. I'm not going to rename these because I'd never remember what I name them. But the pins in one side, and then the Lego pins with the studs on. Do we want these sticking out the back? Or do we want these somewhat in line? They're somewhat in line, maybe a bit further out the back. I think they're all in line with each other. How are they all in line with each other? That would have us move it back one, which is possible. Maybe even further than that, though. They'd have it like there. Forgot about the pin on here. Ooh, how does Mando's jetpack hold? Like, could I slope it down in there, or is that asking too much? Possibly. I think a jumper would fit. So a jumper and a 1x1 tile would stop this pin pushing all the way forward. And then we can swap this pin for a 1x4. How do I pull out a pin like this? I've got some grips, but that might damage the axle. Just sheer force. I use the force, and the force is my ally. And then we can swap it out for a black axle, which will hide in as well. There we go. So we want a jumper. I don't think I can think of a better name than a jumper. I don't know why a jumper's called a jumper. It sort of jumps on the stud. A middle tile. All right, jumper and a tile. And this is to sit the jetpack either side. Let's get up on the big cam. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ouch, just run over my own foot. The jumper is gonna like house the jetpack. So this would be a cool display as well. So that the jetpack, little bits go either side. Possibly a 1x1 stud would hold the jetpack even firmer because that stud would push up on the bottom. So I'm going to try a stud as well. A stud would also get other accessories. So yeah, 1x1 stud holds it just above the jumper. So I might use that so we protect these little bits of the bottom. Not that there's enough force to break them or to squish it, bend them anyway. But that's going to hide right back here. How do I fit you in? Where did my spanner go? I was holding it. One of me along my monitor was holding it, and I took it off the other day for a build. Did I put it back? Of course not. But I left it on the side. And this, can I put the spanner on the top? Achievement unlocked. We can use the spanner in a different way to fit it into a tight gap. See, I knew the spanner fit stud down. I didn't realize it could pick up a stud like a claw. The claw! And just move it wherever we need. Remember that. Anyone working with spanners in Lego spanners, it holds the plates from the top. Hello there, welcome back. There's the first engine. Don't really know what that's for. Does the jetpack still fit? It still fits. And it takes up about half a spacer, half a bush. And then we can get the engine on the back. Did we want to move this down? Get this any further out, perhaps? And then we'll get the little dome, the little dish piece, maybe a plate. I'm thinking just going with a little one on the back. So another one of those. We don't need the rounded 1x1s. We'll swap them out for the cones. And we'll get another engine on the back, just like so. That fits perfectly. Still don't know what the front engine's meant to be for. Maybe it's to move it back when the smart play's there. Maybe it gets in the way. Maybe it doesn't and we're just overthinking it. And then, how far can we get the engine? Technically it can hold in with one pin because it's got the friction ridges, but we don't want technically, we want this isn't going to move because this engine can blast off. Oh, we could move it even one further back because Mando's going to have to jump out, and if Mando jumps out onto an engine, that's going to be unpleasant. If we have it at the back, we could put perhaps a little stud pin to the side, and that might keep it in place. I'm going to try that, and that would swap these out for 1x3 in dark blue. Don't even know if that piece exists. No worries, thanks for hanging. The local meme. That's a good campaign. If it's all good, at least. It's a good campaign if it's all good. Yeah, a stud pin would definitely stop this wiggling as much as it can now. And these are down here. I told you I'd need them later. We'll go with these ones. Same ones I'm going to use on the outside. We'll grab a handful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Handful. But we're going to need more. I think we need like... we need 6. We're one away from all of them. Now does it fit? It does. It fits. And it only rotates this much, which is better. What if we added cheese slope? I haven't added... I'm getting cheese slope withdrawals. Anyone else in chat getting cheese slope withdrawals? We got to get our cheese slope fix. What if I put a cheese slope on it? Is it still a legal building technique? Or have I pushed it too far? I think I've pushed it too far. Cheese slope doesn't work. An ingot might. An ingot might still push it too far. But it might work. Yeah, it pushes it too far. What about... No, I can't think of something that would work. We'd need it to go one further out. Really need like 2 bricks next to each other. One there. If we move these back, have them like that. Oh, we need to remove that pin. You're coming with me. The cheese has arrived. Where did I put the other one? There. I will find a way to put the cheese on the ship. That's one thing I can guarantee. And then 1 by 1 at the back. Cover this all back up. Now, it's still slightly forward, but I don't mind slightly forward. I mind it all the way forward. We've moved it 1 brick back, and then we've got the little engine out the back. Imagine this back one is just nothing. It doesn't do anything. I gotta look. Oh, they've double pinned it. Okay. Is that a necessary double pin? Because it's an axle. I suppose it's not an axle in the actual build itself. So it can still rotate. But is that a necessary double pin? It is also sticking out a bit further back. We could go 1 further back if we remove the corner brick and settled for a snot brick and cheese slope. And a 1x4 in dark blue. Do those exist? Do those exist in my inventory? Different questions. I want to know the answer to the second one, because if they exist, is this a 2x4? No, it's a stack of 1x1s. Ah, I thought it was a 2x4. A 1x4 even, not a 2x4. I didn't have any panels in dark blue because we emptied that out. What about bigger panels? What about 1x4 panels? No, got them in bright blue. All right, 1x2 bricks it is. I guess if they're forcing our hand, and we want a specific type of snot brick so that we can fill in all the gaps. Has to be this specific type of snot brick. But first, let's deconstruct the back. It is built on the basis of everything being connected. I wonder if this would work as, oh yeah, because the edges is just connected. We've got a 1x1 on the bottom, a 1x1 on the top. This thing is fragile at the minute. It's a good thing we're switching that out. Let's pop the clips up first because they're in there strong. Then we should be able to pop off the back. Right. There we go. Get rid of those. Get rid of the, oh no, get these off. We don't want to get rid of them. Whoa. Keep them. They'll connect these two, which is what we wanted with the 1x8. Another one in front. And a 1x2 or a 1x4 in dark blue if you've got it, but I don't, so I can't use a piece I don't have. And that is how it should be. For the wedge that we're recreating at the back, this guy right here, we've already got the 1x1 for one corner. The snot brick we need is this, the recessed, depressed snot brick. I can't remember the right term for it now. It's one of those. And then on top of that, we're not going to add the cheese slope straight away. We want a 1x1 plate and a cheese slope. And we've got near enough the same angle. I've used this on the Savannah gift with purchase that we made, a few other builds as well. And it will line up. If I had the correct angle, it would have lined up. But this one's going to line up to the brick perfectly. Not a little gap in there. A lot of UCS builds I can see using this as well on the inside. Haven't come across it yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's a very handy piece to use. And then everything goes back on as usual. Besides these corner bricks. Just completely get rid of those and stack everything around it. And it was that easy. Now we can fit the engines in the place we want them, the size we want them, the area we want them. Half of those words mean the same thing. It's not illegal when Lego does it, therefore it's not illegal when we do it. I don't think anything's illegal when Lego does it. Also, with the UCS sets, like the Slave 1 works laying down. The Slave 1 stood up. That's a lot of stress. I wonder how many, like the Falcon, has anyone had, I assume most UCS sets are good because of the amount of Technic that goes in. The problem with the, hold on. The problem with Lego's UCS Slave 1 is the exact same problem we had with our AV7 turret, no? The turret drooping a little bit, the nose of the Slave 1 droops a little bit. And we did the same. We connected a load of little axles and it still drooped. Lego connected a load of little Technic bricks, not a load of little. Most of them were like 16 long, but there were like 2 columns of them, a load of little ones in between, and it still drooped and kept drooping. All year it's been drooping until, no, that wouldn't work because when I laid it down, it kind of went back. It was mainly when it was stood up, it was drooping down to gravity. But then I stood it on its back and it's actually fixed itself. So it's better than our AV7 turret, but it's still problematic on the stand. Has anyone noticed anything else with other UCS sets that you've built, if you had the chance to build them? Mos Eisley didn't have any. It was sat on a solid base. Same with the sail barge. The sail barge is sat on a solid base. Don't know how it's done because I haven't seen the instructions, but I assume they put bricks on the side. That would be stronger than plates, but they probably can plate it out as well. I wonder if there's any other UCS sets that have the same thing. Oh, pardon me for a hiccup. Yeah, I'll pardon myself for a hiccup. Make it sound like a crime, pardoning myself. I wonder if there are any other UCS sets that have because they're not flaws, really. They're little flaws in design. I've noticed that our chairs aren't popping one up. I've made them level with the speeder. And that was done purely on accident. Oops. It looks good. It looks really good that they're level, then the seats pop up. Because it looks like it's been designed that way. Oh, I should have even put some panels up the inside so the inside was all grayed out. Oh, that would look so clean. We have the dark bluish grey. Wait, that's such a good idea. And then we move these jumpers into the middle. They don't have it on the original set. Oh, we could improve upon the original set. No. No, we could do it. We should do it. 2 plates. 2 of these, 2 of those, 1 of these. We've got R2-D2's body. R2-D2's cousin? Grey one? Sounds more Imperial to me. And then Chopper's cousin, the grey one. Catching strays. And then Chopper's cousin, oh yeah, like the full-on Chopper build with the body, the head, and then a little dome. Oh, the right way around. Still need to add our pins on the side. And these will hold frying pan studs that I put away. Or they'll hold tiles. We'll see what fits best once we've got the third engine on. The third engine's got to be a bit further back or higher up. I'm going to leave the gap for Mando's jetpack. Because I don't think it needs to be included. It doesn't need to be connected on both. Luke's Landspeeder did have an axle connection so it couldn't spin. And it does look a bit funny because it does shrink it a bit. But Mythrol's Landspeeder also has something in the middle. We just need to connect it. We just need to be able to connect it. So we could add studs or something. We could add a Technic brick if we had... Wait, we do have round... Oh, we could include a Technic brick. See that squared bit coming out the side? That's a Technic brick right there. Where are you? There you are. Technic brick in the middle of the engine. And then a half round panel, which we have a bag full. It will have to be light grey. I know we're talking about the dark grey section. I'll try and find a sticker to cover it up. But it works. It gives us the shape we need. And then we have the grey dish behind. So that's looking at the... This is where the Technic's going. Does the big one stick out any more? Or would this be? Would this be the grey? We have a jumper on it, or a dish, or a jumper and a dish, and then have the little one rather than the big one. A jumper. We'll try a jumper first, and we can add a dish if it looks better. Jumper, and we'll grab a dish. Just the one. Right, the half round brick, the round jumper, and a little engine. It's not terrible. It would go a bit higher, but something, or would it go a bit higher? Yeah, we'd want it to be at least this high. And then for Mando's jetpack could be held in with the tiniest little pin. I'm thinking we go with a 2-length bar. So we want this jetpack, we want this engine to be at least 3 up, which is about the height of the figures in it. Let's go back to our first image. It's a little taller. It's a little taller than the figures in it. So we'll go a little taller than the figures in it. Don't need this dish. We'll go, I want to go 3.5. That's not going to work. 3.5 doesn't work. It'll have to be 4. 4 might be too tall. Let's try it. It goes into this piece. 4 isn't going to be too tall. 4 is going to be perfect. Yes. 4 is just bigger than the height of the minifigures. It's perfect and should give us enough space to move Mando's jetpack in and out, whilst also flipping it upside down. It might catch itself in case they hit something or the speeder's upside down for some reason. That's a 1x2 bar in this front engine connector, and that will support the jetpack with its slightly wider base. It's got quite a long snout on it. And then the jetpack, come on, hooks in there. And Mando's jetpack secure out the back. Oh. When I watch movies that have Liam Neeson in, am I also like, whoa, Qui-Gon has a new mission? It completely changes the Taken movies. When you think about that is Qui-Gon. Yeah, same with the stage play for War of the Worlds, when he shows up as a hologram. He's not even a hologram. Is that the real word for it, or is that the Star Wars? No, wait, hologram isn't a Star Wars term. He is a hologram. My headcanon is that is Qui-Gon's ghost narrating War of the Worlds. This is like an off Star Wars world. And yeah, that is Qui-Gon's ghost. That is my headcanon for it. So I do think that way. And I think that way about a lot of the Star Wars cast. Like I said earlier about Penn Pershing and Gideon in The Boys. They're not. They're the actors playing different roles. But as far as my head's aware, they're the same people. They're playing the same people. And it shows as well. So many actors go on to play very similar roles after something like Star Wars, because they get typecast afterwards. And probably annoying for them, but it's quite nice to see them. It's quite nice to see them do similar things in other shows. Wondering about the front here. I think I'll grab a yellow undertale, and that's how we get the light through it. And we want patterned rounded brick. If you like War of the Worlds and haven't seen the stage play, I'd recommend it. I enjoyed that. Haven't seen many of the other shows though. There it is. Dark grey profile round brick. Ewan, I tell you what, the one time I watched Ewan and realized it didn't fit with Kenobi, but I loved the character, was sea otters, not seals, sea otters. Kenobi loves sea otters. The one time I saw Ewan and couldn't pair it up to Kenobi was when he showed up in Birds of Prey. Was that what he was the villain of? Smashed the character. I did like him in that. He had a pretty decent role. I don't know. Would you say? Yeah, he was the villain. So it is a main role. He had a really good role in it though. Really good character. Mixture of his acting plus the writers. Birds of Prey was pretty good actually. There's the yellow undertale, same ones we used on the base, just on a rounded 2x2 brick, pushing right up against Mando's head. But we've got to make the engine look slightly near to the size of the side ones, because it is still an engine. And then out the side, if we have a 1x4 single McDonald's arch, that's perfect. We've got a grey one. Do we have a second grey one? Where did I get a grey one from? Wait, where did I even find that? Is that off a newer build? I'm gonna have a little browse through Brickow, see if I can find it. You forget it's Sea Otters. There's the Lego Sea Otters set that I'd love to build. If we got a Kenobi bust, you'd have to build the Sea Otters. 1x4 slope. Now we find what... That's a 1x4 chi slope. What? It's a brand new piece this year. 4 colours. We need this chi slope. It's come in the F1 cars. The DeLorean. 2 medium grey, 2 dark grey. And Mando's N1. 7 in medium grey. It's pretty pricey right now. Hold on, I'm going to add that to my wish list. And when that, wait, it was 30 pence. So I'm going to add it with a maximum price of 30 pence. And any color, maximum price 30 pence. And if any go below that, I will be sweeping them up 1x4. I mean, when would a 1x4 cheese slope be needed? Never. Because you just swap it out for two 1x2s. But that's a lovely 1x3. What? Did I know about this? This is new as well. Again, this one's a bit more useful than the 1x4. I'm going to be adding that to my wish list as well. I got so... how many? Can I see how many parts are in my wish list? Any color. How much is this at the minute? I'm going to do maximum price 30 pence again. If that goes under, I will grab that. Wish list. Oh. My main wish list has over 100 parts. How many? How are we talking 101? Oh, bang on 100. Oh. Bang on 100 parts. Whoa. That's not including any parts that I've already ordered. I take them off and do revisit that every time I place an order. This is it. Curved with groove. Curved. The groove is just underneath. That's a 2x4. I put 1x4. Oh, I thought that was a 1x2. Was that the 2x4? Same, but a little bigger. There we go, 1x4 curved. We're looking for grey. 9 sets. No. Yes. This set was so good for the parts in it. It came with some 1x1 corners. It came with that element. Maybe these half circles were pretty good. Such a good set. That's the one. 5 of them in the Death Star. All right. Any other colors common to Star Wars, maybe? No. Any 1x2s? If not this. Mythrol's Landspeeder. It's only small. Which means we could get a tile up the side. It could be a tile. It goes all the way to the close side of the engines, but not all the way back. It ends pretty quickly. So 1x4. 1x4 in dark bluish grey or black. I'm going to go with dark bluish grey. It's a nicer colour. It is a colour. Black is everything or nothing. Grievous. A Grievous bust. Why not a Grievous and Ewan? Like Vader and Yoda, they don't really battle it out. You couldn't do much with them together. But Grievous and Kenobi, that would be nice. All right, we got the little grey sides on it. We've got Mando's jetpack, which does survive being thrown around. But what if we want to remove it? Do we have to pop off the engine and grab it? No, that's not the end of the world. It's a nice way to secure it, and we've still got that second line like Lego wanted. I might, on the back side here, bridge the engine. Might get a... Is there a 1x... Yeah, like a 1x2 Technic piece to bridge the gap, which we now know is hidden in the same bag as everything else. So probably like a dark bluish grey. We don't want the one with a hole in it. We want the one that will look full from the side. This one. Both of them work. One just has a hole going right through the middle. What if when Yoda said, "Don't look at the security tape," Kenobi sees the otters? Oh look, sea otters! That would have been so much better. He wouldn't have run off to Mustafar. There we are. Fill in the side, and we've still got the little hook for Mando's jetpack. Likewise, we could do this the other way. Oh, hold on. We could do this the other way. What? No, because then Mando's jetpack will be hovering out the back. That won't look as good. But you could do it the other way. Get Mando's jetpack out the back and then secure that in the front. Make sure Mando sat down. I think I'm going to keep the seats how we've done them. You could switch up the jumpers a little bit. We're just missing Mando's rifle. Everyone else is small enough to conceal it on them. And then, yeah, got to have Mando's Amber sniper rifle. And then the cockpit. We didn't even have the studs out the top like Luke's did. We got no room for that crate that can be blue milk or smart brick. There's an interesting poll. We all know the outcome of that though. Amber sniper rifle is a pistol, a clip, and a brown hilt. Dark brown hilt. A tiny little pistol. And I'm surprised I don't have this on hand for one of the Mandos in my display. I got the Boba weapon. I don't have this. There's the clip. Ooh, which way the hilt? No, it feels wrong putting it on this way because this is like the wrong way for a lightsaber. So I'm going to flip this around, and where the lightsaber should ignite, I've got the clip coming out. But there's Mando's weapon. Also, this is the official Mando weapon that LEGO make. What it should be is the grey clip. Well, there's a metallic one. There's a, not a chrome one, but a slightly metallic, like a gunmetal silver. And if I can get a pistol that matches the same colour, that would be more accurate. Because Mando's weapon is a bit more silvery. A lot less common of a pistol though. I think I had one on the Mando speeder. Oh, there's one. We can leave Mando speeder alone. Let me grab another hilt so I can show side by side the difference. But I do think there is a clear winner here. Same with the hilt. Make sure it's not the other way around to skew the results. And then we've got the original blaster, which is this one, which looks pretty cool. But comparing it to the silver one, I think the silver one looks so much cooler. Maybe there's a cross between the two for Mando's accurate weapon. A slight darker metallic silver. But I'm going to go with the brighter one and clip it clip side so that, oh, it doesn't fit that far. Oh no, it does fit that. Does it fit that far up? Oh, almost. No, it just doesn't fit that far up. So maybe blaster facing back. Very dangerous to have the blaster facing the engine, but if it ain't broke, just be very careful. Don't want any misfire. Safety on as well. Last thing to do is to get that cockpit on. This cockpit is wham. In no world, like the X-Wing is more accurate. This just isn't more accurate though. The cockpit isn't this tall. Maybe it's because of how far Luke sits out. They've gone with a bigger cockpit. I personally don't like this cockpit. I don't see what this could be used for either. In a LEGO vehicle. Like, they're not using this in city, are they? Maybe a submarine? I don't know if there's an arch that would easily match this. Because it's just a rounded off plate. It's what, a 3x3 arch to it. And I don't know if that matches on the back. This might be even steeper. But assuming that's a 3x3, I don't think we have any slopes that would work with it. Yeah, I don't really get... I don't see what was wrong with the old one. Not for this. It's just as deep. It's a 3x3, but it doesn't come all the way up. Which I think is true to the speeder. It's still the same bottom. They've just filled in the top and arched it off. Maybe they've done this for mock builders. Again, I think these sets are aimed at kids, so not many people are buying them for the parts, unless that's what LEGO think. When this goes on sale, people will buy it on clearance for the parts, and they were thinking ahead. But knowing LEGO, they probably weren't. Let's grab that cockpit off the speeder. Oh, it is clear. Perfect. We wanted a clear one. Maybe there was a slightly less clear one somewhere else, and that is the Landspeeder finished. Oh, this looks good. We've got Mando's jetpack hidden. We got the blaster. We've got 4 seats that I will remove the minifigures and show you in a second. But it speaks for itself. Literally, you can hear it talking. I should, if this makes it to the video, I should edit it saying something with my mouth just plastered on the front of it. That would be hilarious. But given the fact that this does follow the same instructions as Luke's Landspeeder, this shows you what we could have got. Maybe not 4 minifigures. Please, Lego, don't give us more Mandalorians. Leave the Mando out of this. Maybe bring back Greef Karga and Cara Dune, because we've got the Sandcrawler that brings us Quill. We've got the shuttle. We've got the shuttle that could bring us Cara Dune. Is Cara Dune rumoured for that? Who is rumoured for the shuttle? So maybe Greef Karga and the Mythrol. They're the 2 figures. We also get a Gonk in this set. What they could do, because we've got the Jawa's house, what they could do for a playset is include Greef Karga, the Mythrol, an Imperial doorway, and a Stormtrooper. That way we get another Stormtrooper. I'm always trying to fit a Stormtrooper into the set, and this works for this. Actually, for a doorway, I don't think Mos Espa is too bad of an inclusion. The doorway that came with the Mos Eisley set, which could have been included in this, but I personally prefer the fact they included the Jawa hut, isn't too bad, and it slides open as well. So you can open it up. Even on the back side of it, you've got the little eye hole and the door code sensor, so they can sneak up. And this is just for the elevator, so you don't need an interior, just the little doorway and the speeder. That's everything. That's it. That's the playset. I think it's worth £25. I still wouldn't push 30, maybe 30. Maybe 30, because you would need to build this exact model. You would need some recolors. You'd need the chair. That would be grey. Maybe they could recolor it brown for it. You'd also have the smart play capability at the back where we've put Din and Cara Dune. You could have the smart brick. Maybe pull out the chair and have the smart brick go in there. But they'd probably build the little play feature in, so that would still work with a set. Which is fair. Getting a Mando set with a smart brick, I think, would be a lot better than just getting original trilogy sets. There might be a few more popular choices. What set do we get the Gonk? Did you not see the Gonk in? Oh no, the Gonk wasn't in these instructions. All right, let's bring up the other instructions purely for the Gonk, because it is an exclusive print. I wonder if it will be in any other sets, because Lego don't usually use exclusive prints for Gonks. They have done, but even those were included on X-Wings and such. There's little Gonk here, and it's dark blue as well. Oh, it was made for this set. I think the reason it's got a bright blue top is so it can interact with a smart brick and charge it up. This is the battery for the speeder. Kind of morbid when you think of it that way. But we do have another Gonk from the Landspeeder. Plo Koon is the best non-Skywalker pilot. Might just be. Managed to fly an Eta remotely from a Delta. No, other way around. He managed to fly a Delta from an Eta. The exterior of his ship looked like a Delta. The interior an Eta. How was he flying it? You can't be missing this from your Gonk collection. It's a neat little Gonk. I think you could switch out the top bit if you're not fussed about. If you want to keep it accurate, that's fair enough. I'd replace it with a 1x2 brick and have it similar to the polybag build. It's a little upgrade from that though, using the Technic rather than the bracket. It's a connection that will stay a lot more secure over time, which I think Lego are noticing some of it. And you got a green Milnet, which yes, I do still have built. I've got to piece back together Mos Espa now. Mos Pelgo. I keep calling it the wrong one. It's Mos Pelgo. There we go. Nice little book nook of Mos Pelgo. Video coming soon. But back to this. Whoa. The Mythrol's Speeder. Again, I'd love to have a custom Mythrol. Maybe with some of the sets out the summer, we can make one. If not, I'll probably pick up the real deal. But that would be the cherry on the cake for this. A little Mythrol Speeder set. We could add a little something at the front. I said about a slope. Let me see if I can find it. And then I'll have a little look for some of the other leaks, because I can't remember half of what we're expecting. I remember the shuttle, I remember the sand crawler, and that's it. That is most of it. I think that's most of what we're expecting anyway. No, I don't know where these slopes. Oh, wait. Not that drawer. Oh, that's a clip and bar element. No. Oh, I'm going to find them. Once I end stream, I always find them. And I'll have to add it to the front. But I don't think it will look as good anyway. So I'll probably not be keeping it. Wonder how expensive every gonk together is. If you were pieing them out, not that expensive. The most expensive gonk is one of the first ones. Is the gonk with... Well, we can bring up all of the gonks. So the expensive ones that I think are this one and the old grey. 45 and 48 pound. Super expensive. Lego need to remake the door. But one of them has an exclusive container. So this one, this is the exclusive container. It's the dark grey container. Ooh. Whereas this container came in a few sets. No? Just the one, Jabba's Palace and the Sandcrawler. Oh. Alright, that one's 15 quid to part out. This one is 25. I think these are the expensive parts because these aren't too bad. And the difference between them is that old and new grey. I think this has a black jumper or something as well. There's a variant of one of them. But yeah, this part isn't too bad. This front also came in the X-Wing. So technically not exclusive. I've seen X-Wings sell for as much as this part goes for. Which this is a tenner. Not that cheap, but like 20 quid these X-Wings are selling. Maybe even 15 quid without minifigures. You could pick up this X-Wing. Comes with a panel. And it comes with Lor San Tekka exclusive to this set. So it's nice when they do have a print that's elsewhere. I don't know if we'll see it with this one. Both of these prints have come in many a set, so they're only £1, and every other gonk is easy to part out. No exclusive parts. Some rarer parts for this gonk, but you can part them out for cheaper than that. Crazy, they're £15. You buy the X-Wing for that. You might be able to build it with pieces from. So if we're going based on these averages, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... We'll add the 95 at the end. 8, 9, 25, 30, 32, 34, 36, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Again, that's going to go down, but that is pretty expensive right now. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55 pound plus the 95. You're looking at about 150 quid. But that 150 quid, a third of them is for every gonk, 2/3 of them is for the other two. So that's, how many is the other two? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 gonks is just over 50 quid, and the other two are just under 100 quid. If you were buying them together, probably over 100 quid. That's nuts. What did we do? We had a container. I think we used light grey containers instead for our old gonks and had them just plain light grey when we had every single gonk built. If you'd get into Lego as an employee, you'd add gonks to every set where you can fit as Easter eggs. I mean, you know, the morals of the legality of this is questionable, but what I'd do if I could is somehow, without opening or touching the box, I would magic a gonk into the box. So just like at the till, you'd have to like cut it open. Like maybe some of the bigger boxes, just like try and or maybe in the bag. No, we're not going to touch the Lego sets because, you know, that's a whole questionable thing. What I'd do is I'd build a ton of gonks. I'd just like buy a pad box, build a ton of gonks, and then hide them in bags. When I put a set in and just like sneak a gonk behind it, they'd get back and just have this gonk. That would be fun. Hidden gonks. All right, that is the speeder built. So I think we call it there for today. There are a few more leaks. Has anyone seen the Shrek set? All right, if you haven't seen the Shrek set, we can talk about it Monday, but that's the one thing you've got to look. The Shrek set came out nearly a day ago, about this time yesterday. Have a little look. Shrek gonks. Ooh, when the Shrek CMF gets announced, should we make gonks of all the Shrek characters? That sounds like fun. Gonk minifigure box, like the CMFs, but gonks. Snap! But Shrek. What about Shrek? And there's a few May Builder minis. I think some of these are already on the Builder mini station, but not too bad. A lot of them to do with some of the sets. I'm seeing that Spider-Man torso, that vendor, hot dog vendor torso there, and also some figures that relate to this month's. Love the emote. All right, so that is all for today. Thank you so much for hanging. On Monday, which is the next stream, we'll be building something from Maul episode 5 and 6. If you're unable to watch it, I'd recommend maybe skipping that one and watching it after you've seen the episodes, because they do come out that day. But there'll be videos coming out throughout that week, including the other Maul build, which I still haven't edited that. So hopefully that will be out Monday or Tuesday. But until then, whilst we wait for the Shrek CMF, September 1st is how it lines up. We will be building much more Star Wars and maybe the odd like Ninjago build in there as well. Especially the dragon that's just been moved. But until then, thank you so much for watching. And may the bricks be with you always.